Just like Diddy, it's gonna be the women that give him in the end. Sean Carter is just as bad as the diddler. And I know that for a fact. I got the scars to prove it. I'm saying Sean Carter remembers everything he did to me and he's got it on tape. Just like Diddy, it's gonna be the women that give him in the end.
Welcome and welcome back to my channel, guys. It's your girl Pebbles. Thank you for always coming back to watch me. It's a pleasure having you here. Please consider subscribing to my channel if my content interests you. Smash that like button and leave your comments in the comment section. Let's talk about it. Today we are reacting on the hip hop world. All the single ladies, all the single ladies, all the single ladies, put your hands up, put your hands up. Well, breaking news happened today on a Sunday night. Some breaking news have been coming out of the hip-hop world, and NBC has announced that Jay-Z, yes, I said it right, the Jay-Z has been accused in a civil lawsuit of raping a 13-year-old girl in 2000. How many years ago is that? 2000. 24 years ago. Yes. 24 years ago. Along with Sean Diddy Combs. Well, we know, guys, the triple effect is happening. And Jaguar Wright has said this from the beginning, that a woman is going to take Jay down the same way that a woman took Pdiddy down. Because guess what? Birds of a feather flock together. Also, be careful of the friends you keep. This is a life lesson. Be careful of the friends you keep. Be careful of the friends you keep because you may become like them. And also be careful of the environment that you choose, for it will shape you, okay? The environment that you choose will shape you. Background check them before you get into this friendship bond with them, this relationship with them. But anyway, let's get into it. Actually, I have been in some situations before where I had to rethink, what are you doing? Why are you here? Do you think that you belong in this crowd? If something happens, you are going to go down. So pick your bag up and get out of here. Yes, and I've had to do that a few times in my life when I was much younger. And it's one of the reasons now why I do not have a lot of friends, because sometimes friends can get you in problems. Yes, they can. Anyway, let's get into reading this accusation, okay? And everything that I'm saying here will be allegedly. All right, even though it's coming from NBC News, it is alleged. It is not concrete evidence. So let's get into it. Jay-Z, the star rapper and entrepreneur whose name is Sean Carter, was accused in a lawsuit Sunday of raping a 13-year-old girl in 2000, allegedly, along with Sean Diddy Combs. The anonymous accuser, identified only as Jane Doe, said the assault happened after she was driven to an MTV Video Music Awards after party. So this little girl, 13 years old, was driven to the party by one of her friends, and she tried to get into this party. 13 years old. Where is your parents? Why would her parents allow a 13-year-old to leave the house probably dressed up like she is in you know what, to attend some party? Or did she sneak out the window? I do not know. But I can't understand where her parents was for her to be able to escape to attend such huge party and to be able to get in the mix with those people. So it is alleged that she approached one of a few cars. Of course, you're trying to get into a party, so you're gonna try to finesse yourself inside. I don't know. At 13, my God, at 13, I was in my bed by 6 p.m. Where were you guys at 13 years old? Definitely not at a party. I don't think so. People in our age group. I know that at 13, I was in my bed at 6. Okay, because I had school the following day, and if I didn't have school the following day, I had church the following day. So I had to make sure that I get to bed early. At 13 years old, dare me to get out of the house to have a friend drop me at some party, some celebrity party, for me to try to get into the MTV Awards and for me to try to get into some sort of after party to hang with grown adults. It wouldn't happen, not on my parents' watch. Not on their watch. No, not on their watch, darling. Caribbean people don't play that. Back in the day, Caribbean people, they don't play that. Okay? So let's continue. The federal lawsuit was originally filed in October in the Southern District of New York, listing Combs as the defendant. It was refiled just this Sunday to include Jay-Z. Why though? Why didn't they include Jay-Z on the original documents that they filed? What's up, and why it took them so long to include Jay-Z? Do you believe that there is something going on in the background that they were trying to work out with Jay-Z? Because apparently, or allegedly, I've heard that they have been trying to do some background dealings to get some money, just so they don't have to take this whole thing to court, like a civil suit. So let's continue. The Texas-based attorney Tony Busby, who filed the suit, did not comment. So I am assuming this is the attorney for the defendants. Carter called the allegations idiotic in a lengthy statement Sunday evening and alleged that Busby was engaged in unprofessional behavior. Yes, isn't that what I just said? It appears that there were some sort of background, trying to scheme some way, swiggle some way into some background dealing, and that didn't pan out. But let's continue to see if I'm right, because it's the first time I'm reading this, guys, with you, okay? It's the first time I'm reading this with you guys. These allegations are so hideous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. And I agree with Jay-Z on this one, or whomever write this statement. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Would you not agree? Carter said in a statement to NBC News, these alleged victims would deserve real justice if that were the case. I agree. I can't understand why are these people filing civil suit when they could throw these adults in jail. I'm not getting it. Maybe I'm missing something, but I'm not an attorney, guys. So maybe I'm missing something, and perhaps I have a follower who's an attorney and can probably, New York. Isn't that one of Jay-Z's songs? Maybe I have an attorney in my comment section who can explain to me why is it that they're filing a civil suit and not, sort of a criminal suit against, the alleged. perpetrator. Why are they doing that? Is it because they prefer the money over sending someone to jail? I don't get it. If I was the parents of the child, well, it's a grown adult now. It was 20 years ago. So if I was the parents of this adult now, I would be like, no, you're going to jail. I don't care about your money. You did this to my child at 13 years old. You did this to my child at 13 years old. I'm sending you to jail. But it appears that a lot of people, especially in these United States of America, they prefer to get the money and then everything will go away. They'll forget it. They'll sleep good at night and it's okay. As long as they get the money, okay? That's what it appears to be. I don't know. So let's continue reading this statement. My lawyer received a blackmail attempt called a demand letter from a lawyer named Tony Busby. What he had calculated was the nature of these allegations and the public scrutiny would make me want to settle. No, sir, it had the opposite effect. It made me want to expose you for the fraud you are in a very public fashion. So no, I will not give you one red penny. And his statement continues. My only heartbreak is for my family. My wife and I will have to sit our children down, one of whom is at the age where her friends will surely see the press and ask questions about the nature of these claims and explain the cruelty and greed of people. I mourn yet another loss of innocence. Children should not have to endure such at their young age. It is unfair to have to try to understand inexplicably degrees of malice meant to destroy families and human spirit. Carter ended the statement by saying that the lawyer made a terrible error in judgment, thinking, we don't play these games. We have very strict codes and honor. We protect children. You seem to exploit people for personal gain. Only your network of conspiracy theorists, fake physics, will believe the idiotic claims you have levied against me. That, if not for the seriousness surrounding harm to kids, would be laughable. I look forward to showing you just how different I am. You have made a terrible error in judgment, thinking that all celebrities are the same. I am not from your world. I'm a young man who made it out of the projects of Brooklyn. Brooklyn in the house. Hey, Brooklyn. I'm a young man who made it out of the projects of Brooklyn. We don't play these types of games. We have very strict codes and honor. We protect our children. So we know Jay-Z didn't write that. We know you didn't write that, JJ, allegedly. So that was Jay-Z's statement tonight, immediately after this news was released. A spokesman for the U.S. Attorney Office for the Southern District of New York declined to comment on whether the office is pursuing the case when shown NBC's report on the lawsuit. Busby has filed several lawsuits in recent months. All have withheld their complainants' names, accusing Combs of assault and rape. This is the first suit in which he has named another high-profile defendant. So yes, this guy, I am assuming all of these women have one attorney. And he's going after a lot of people, but he has only named Sean Pdiddy Combs and now Jay-Z so far. But Jay-Z, of course, is a civil suit. It's not a criminal suit. It's a civil suit. So they are seeking money instead of having him thrown in jail. Okay, so let's continue on to this piece. Before the lawsuit was refiled on Sunday, Carter received a letter from the plaintiff's counsel requesting a mediation to resolve this matter. Busby wrote in the suit. In response to the letter, which NBC News has seen, Carter filed his own lawsuit against the accuser's attorney. Let me sip my wine. So Jay-Z is also suing the person who has accused him, their attorney, because apparently it seemed like this is a shakedown and Jay-Z feels that this is some sort of shakedown. So he is suing them right back. So countersuit, I am assuming. The lawsuit claims that in 2000, when Joe was 13 and Combs and Carter raped her at a house party after the MTV Video Music Award in New York. The lawsuit says a friend dropped her off at the VMAs at Radio City Musical. She did not have a ticket and she approached various limousines. A 13-year-old pulling up to limousines? She approached various limousine driver to try to gain access to the show or an after party. Oh, this little girl was bad, bad, bad. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to say that as it is. I know we should protect the children. We should also defend the children. But at some point, we have to say parents need to be more responsible with their children. 13 years old shouldn't be pulling up to parties without a ticket. Even if she had a ticket, she's not supposed to be at those parties. She is 13 years old and asking grown limo drivers to see if they can get her into some sort of after party? Come on, man. Come on. This is so wrong. If these allegations are true, shame on the limo driver as well. Could he not see that this is a 13-year-old girl? Could he not see that? He should be in jail right next to Diddy as well. Shame on him. One driver, the lawsuit says, told her that he worked for Combs and that she fit what Diddy was looking for. He invited her to a party after the show and told her to return to his car later in the evening after he transported Carter and Combs, the suit said. Later, the driver picked her up, and the suit says after 20 minutes, they arrived at a White House with a U-shaped driveway. She had to sign a document she believed was non-disclosure agreement on arrival and did not receive a copy to enter the party, which was filled with celebrities and people doing marijuana 420 and the white powder. She was offered drinks and that made her feel woozy and lightheaded and felt like she needed to lie down. And she went in a room to rest. Shortly afterwards, the suit says Combs and Carter entered the room with Combs saying, "You are ready to party." And I guess that's where the party kicked off with her. And this is just her telling her story of what happened. We don't know if it's true, but this is her story, okay? Then when she alleges Carter removed her clothes, held her down, and raped her while Combs and an unnamed female celebrity watched. She says Combs also raped her and Carter and the woman looked on. So they all took turns on her, ran a train on her, or whatever you call it. The suit says that she was able to resist being forced to perform other stuff by hitting them in the neck and that he stopped. After the alleged assault, the suit says she grabbed her clothes and left. She made her way to a gas station where she called her father. The accuser is seeking unspecified damages. The lawsuit is filed under New York's Victim of Gender Motivated Violence Protection Act. Why did the father, she called her father. So why did the father not call the cops at the time when he picked her up from the gas station when she called? Couldn't he see that there was something wrong with his daughter? Did she tell him what happened to her? Did she tell him that? Or she just didn't say anything and the father didn't know anything, or the father knew but he just kept quiet? I am not understanding, because I would think that any parent who hears something like that, like a story of, hey, I was raped, I was at a party and someone raped me, they would freak out, and the first thing that would click in their head is that, hey, let's go to the authorities immediately. Let us go and report this immediately. But this father either didn't know or he didn't think about that. I don't know. I don't know, guys. But I'm only shocked that a 13-year-old escaped the house to attend a grown-up party. That's my focus right now. What is wrong with these parents? Why are you not watching your children? Why have kids if you can't monitor them? Why have kids if you can't control them? I'm not getting it. So Jay-Z is more worried about his children. He is concerned that his teenage daughter, who we know is, blue, this is going to affect her. But he's not concerned that what happened to that little girl at Pdiddy's house affected her for the rest of her life. Allegedly, if that is her story is the truth. Allegedly. So this statement that Jay-Z made, please, someone, can you tell me if this make any sense to you? Seriously. Why would Jay-Z put forth a statement like this? I don't get it. This part bothers me. My only heartbreak is for my family. My wife and I have to sit our children down, one of whom is at age where her friend will surely see the press and ask questions about the nature of these claims and explain the cruelty and greed of people. So he has to sit his child down to explain the cruelty and greed of people. But did he sit his child down to explain allegedly what happened to this little girl, or now 23-year-old, who accused him of raping her 20 years ago? No, he can't. He can't do that. And he says he mourned yet another innocent loss, which is, I guess, his child, because now people will be asking his child questions. Her friends in school, they will be asking her questions. They will be treating her differently now that her dad has been accused of all these things. Okay? So that is the story on Jay-Z. And as we all know, that Jay-Z is worth over, let's see how much this man is worth. Jay-Z is worth about $2 billion. And so far, we haven't had a billionaire, well, maybe one or two, that has been, incarcerated in America. So if Jay-Z goes to jail, oh my goodness, this will be a shock to a lot of people. But Jaguar Wright, who I love so much, this girl, I used to love her music. She doesn't sing anymore. People have been saying that she's cuckoo, but I don't think she is. She has been telling us this all along about Jay-Z and young children allegedly, and things that has happened in the past. So I don't know. I'm just reading what the news is saying. I'm not accusing anyone of anything, because you know how these streets are, okay? I'm just bringing the news to you guys that he has been sued. as of today, Sunday, and he has denied all the allegations and accusations against him. He has denied it, and he came out in full force with a statement defending it and sort of alluding to the fact that this attorney allegedly was trying to, swingle money out of him behind closed doors. And when he didn't give in to, what he was being asked to do, that's when they decided to add him to this claim that they're doing. Okay, and it's kind of really funny to me because I don't understand why they held off on including him months and months ago. So I am more inclined to believe what Jay-Z's attorney and Jay-Z is saying, that these people, this attorney for the accusers, were working behind closed doors with all these other celebrities to try to get money from them and sort of hush money. They're trying to get a lot of hush money from a lot of these people so that their names won't go public. But Jay-Z is telling them, bring it on. I know this is a lie. Take me to court, not for money, but take me to file a real lawsuit against me so that we can go to court to hash this out. Not a civil suit. So I don't know what to say, guys. Tell me what you think in the comment section about all this craziness that is going on. I think Jay-Z's response was sort of over emotional because he just went on and on and on and on, more focusing on his family. How is this going to affect his wife in the public eye? Is she going to stay with him? Is she going to divorce him? How these women are, but I don't know. I think she'll stay with him. I don't think Queenie is going anywhere. Queen B is not going anywhere. She is going to stay with her man, because sometimes when people accuse men of certain things, the wives always defend their husbands. I know that as a fact, because a lot of husbands can't do a thing wrong in the world. They will always defend their husbands. But, Jay-Z was really, really close to Pdiddy. And I know that there was going to be some sort of triple effect. And I don't think that it is Pdiddy who is singing like a canary. I just feel that they were just, a lot of them were at the parties and stuff, and so their names are going to call. If you're friends with someone who did something really, really bad, don't be surprised if your name is all over in the gossip page, if you're also added to all this mix-up and blend-up stuff, okay? Don't be surprised if you're going to be included in whatever is going on in their, all the dirty deeds that is happening. You will be included. So you have to be so careful of the circles that you involve yourself with, the friends that you keep, the lifestyle that you live. All these parties that Diddy had, all these parties like Rock Nation, whatever Jay-Z had, I think he used to have, I forgot the name of the party he used to have where all the celebrities used to just show up. I even saw one of our very own Shenzia at one of their parties, and I was kind of surprised. But that's how they used to rock, man. These are big boys with big money. And they are all from the East Coast, okay? So they're going to kick it. They're friends. But once you see someone doing something shady, you have to remove yourself from that crew to avoid stuff like this, allegations like this. You have to take yourself away. I have been in situations like that before. I used to hang out religiously with this girl who I thought was a good girl, and then she got mixed up or hooked up with this guy, and I didn't even know that this guy was some jailbird who had been to prison before. And we went out one night, and I didn't know this guy was picking her up. And he picked her up, and her and I live in the same area. And she said, hey, this guy's picking us up. Let's go. We get a ride. So to me, it's a normal ride home. Just a normal ride. And I'm like, okay, no problem. I'll take the ride home. Jumped in the car with them. And, you know, we're in the car, and then they're having a conversation in the front. I'm in the back seat with another girl. It was a few of us who went to hang out. And then this guy just pulled a Louis Vuitton purse out of his car and opened it. And when he opened this purse, it was just full of some green stuff. Okay, just say some green stuff. I just remember I started trembling, and thank goodness I was close to home at the time. The car was close to home. I'm like, please, Lord, please don't let a cop pull us over. Please just let me get home safe, please. Because I was scared out of my mind. If a cop had pulled us over, I would be in big trouble. And I had nothing to do with what was going on with him and her, and you know, whatever they were up to. And I could not get out of that car fast enough. And I never went out with this girl. I had to cut this girl off, cut her out of my life, because I don't involve myself in that situation. No, I have too much to lose to be involved in that situation. First of all, this stuff was in a lady's Louis Vuitton Speedy 30 handbag. And if a cop had pulled us over, he would have probably thrown the handbag in the back of the car, in the seat or something. The cop opened the door. It's a lady's purse. He probably would think that stuff is mine. So no. We have to be so careful, be so mindful of the company that we keep all the time. Okay, so tell me what you think about this story. Tell me if you think that this is going to affect Beyonce's brand. Tell me if you think that this whole thing, accusation against Jay-Z is true, that this girl, you know, attorney decided to move forward with in a civil suit tonight. Tell me if you think that they're just trying to get some money out of him. And why do you think that they did not go the other route in terms of adding his name when they did with Pdiddy, the same thing with Pdiddy, and instead just adding his name tonight? And why are they not like taking him to court so he can be arrested or whatever the case may be? Why is it that they're seeking money instead? That part of it is shady to me. I don't like that. If you have a kid and something happened to them, instead of trying to get money, get them arrested, get them off the streets. They're bad people. Get them off the streets. So just tell me what you think in the comment section. Thank you always for stopping by and hanging out with me on a Sunday night. I'm chilling, and it's Christmas, so I am going to be blinging for the rest of the year. I will be blinging, guys. Yes. I'll be turning up and blinging. Okay. Thank you for watching me, and enjoy the rest of your night. See you in my next one. Ta-ta.